Hello and welcome back to the Euro Roundup. It's me and Sam Abasaki here to bring you the best of European football, as we always do. Sam, where are we starting?
We're starting by Leverkusen, but firstly I'd like to say thank you for saying my name right.
Thank you.
Some people say
Discussion of camera.
Obaseki, some people say Oba. It's Obaseki. But yeah, let's go back into Bayer Leverkusen beating Borussia Dortmund at the Bay Arena. It was 4-3. And the first half was very entertaining. Kevin Folland opened the scoring before Max Hummel equalised. His first goal of the season, meaning he's now the only player in the Bundesliga to score in all of the last 12 seasons.
Wow.
Yeah, that's actually mad for a centre back.
I'm quite surprised by that. I genuinely didn't know that.
Yeah, no, he does do quite well when he moves up top. Emre Can then gave the visitors the lead with an absolute screamer. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. I don't know how he got it top bins like that or where the power came from, because he didn't really look like he moved, but it was a mad goal and he didn't really like celebrate like that. He was just like,
well, it's his ex-club, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's true. And that was obviously his first goal since being in the Bundesliga in 2014. Volland's second of the game and the 9th of the season then levelled things up before a chaotic second half. The second half saw 2 goals being ruled out by VAR. Sancho and Bailey both seeing their goals ruled out. The Sancho one was it was harsh. It was harsh because the actual foul was off the ball, and I don't think it was that deep. I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah, he's like kind of barges him over a little bit, and they're already behind the play.
Yeah, and they carried on from it. So
I didn't like that.
I think it was a bit harsh, but fair enough. VAR is, it's here now. Leverkusen then fought back to win the game with 2 late goals. Leon Bailey and Lars Bender scoring in successive minutes, the 81st and 82nd minute, to seal all 3 points for the hosts. It was actually Leverkusen's first win of the season after being behind, and remarkably, XG had the game as a low-scoring draw, both with 1.1 expected goals. They got that terribly wrong. But the home side edged possession with 52% of the ball, but the visitors took more shots with 12 to Leverkusen's 8. BVB hitting 6 on target, 1 more than the hosts.
Yeah, it was a pretty exciting game. Everybody actually came in and was talking about it in the office this morning.
It was quality.
It's quite unusual, but weirdly, we're going to highlight Lars Bender as a man of the match. Despite all the great attacking play, we're going to talk about Bender. Completed 88% of his passes, scored the winning goal, made 11 tackles and interceptions. 11.
That's mad.
A match high, unsurprisingly. Amiri also good 2 key passes. That amazing ball for Folland to run through and score the opening goal of the game. 2 key passes, 1 assist, 65 touches, the most for a midfielder on the pitch. Sancho, as usual now.
Just Sancho.
Just elite, 6 key passes, an assist. Unlucky to have that goal ruled out, as Sam said. His season so far, 19 Bundesliga games, 12 goals, 13 assists. In fact, in his last 14 games in all competitions, he's got 11 goals and 10 assists.
He's so good.
He's outrageous.
He's so good. Like, I genuinely don't want him to leave Dortmund, but I know it's coming.
This is because you're scared, though. He's going to come to the Premier League and not go to Chelsea.
If he comes Prem, he has to come Chelsea.
Why?
Because he's a lifelong. No, he's a Chelsea fan.
He's a gooner.
He's not a.
All his friends play for Arsenal.
Nah, he's got Hudson-Odoi, man.
He's friends with Reece Nelson. His best friend's Reece Nelson.
Imagine Hudson-Odoi, Sancho, and Tammy.
Why would I imagine? I don't want to.
Because it'll be
that.
Amazing.
I'd rather imagine, I don't know, Pepe, Bukayo Saka.
Okay.
Jadon Sancho, Aubameyang.
Fair enough.
Worth.
But
Come on.
if he does leave Dortmund, where do you reckon he will actually?
I'm really scared he's going to go to Liverpool.
Liverpool.
I don't think he'll go to United because he's not an idiot.
Yeah.
And why would you want to live in Manchester and play for a dull club? They're not fun. Like, no one wants to play for Manchester United right now. But I do just... Liverpool, the smart thing, I think, with Liverpool is, like, they're really good. They're obviously really good right now. But often, I think, like, a year early to start changing the squad is better than a year late.
Yeah.
And Sancho's just the obvious guy.
Yeah.
You go out and get him, he's 19, he could play for your club for like 15 years, he's homegrown, he's genuinely like good enough to start for them now. You could play 4-2-3-1 and fit him in.
But if they were linked with, well, not linked with, but obviously the Mbappe stuff has been in the air. So it's like, who do you think they would realistically go for and get out of Mbappe and Sancho?
Sancho.
Yeah?
I don't think they'll get Mbappe.
But
I think he's like, don't get me wrong, Liverpool are an amazing side now, but I feel like Mbappe's got an idea of Real Madrid that's not even about how good they are now, because like PSG might even be better than Real Madrid now. I don't really know, but I think he just has that idea in his mind, like, I'm going to go to Real Madrid and be the best player in the world. And it's kind of hard to think of somebody going to Liverpool and being the best player in the world.
Yeah, that's it. But if Sancho did come to Chelsea, he would win the Ballon d'Or. That's all I'm going to say.
I think he's going to win the Ballon d'Or one way or another.
Yeah, I think he's going to be the next English player to win it.
But the front line in this game was so young, because you had Sancho who's 19, you had Haaland who's 19, Gio Reyna came on at one stage, he's 17. I mean, Haaland actually failed to score on his first start for the club. He can only score from the bench apparently. But it's pretty lively, 2 shots, 1 on target, 6 aerials, 1, 7 touches in the opponent's box. That's a game high. Further back on the field, Raf Guerrero, been phenomenal this season, 9 tackles and interceptions, scored against Leverkusen again. He has 3 against them, which is best tally against any club. But Dortmund are being let down by their defence now. They're pretty poor defensively again. They've conceded 15 in their last 7 games. And despite expected goals saying that, yeah, okay, they maybe shouldn't have conceded 4, there were a lot of defensive breakdowns in this game. Like the Bailey one that's disallowed, you're like, yes, there's an offside in there, but you're also like,
it's all over the place.
He shouldn't be that unmarked in the box. It's ridiculous. Anyway, they got Frankfurt up on Friday, a tough game, while Leverkusen face Union Berlin away on Saturday. Who will end up in the Champions League places? Let us know in the comments below.
Okay, let's move on to our losers now. But before we do that, this is just a reminder to subscribe and hit the notification bell to never miss an ERU or a video that is ever on EFD. But who are we going to for our first losers, Paro?
We've got Juventus, courtesy of Ashley Foles. Their title hopes were given a massive dent as they threw away a 1-0 lead to lose 2-1 away to Hellas Verona, with goals from Cristiano Ronaldo, obviously continuing his scoring run, and then Borini and a Pazzini penalty. Now, it actually could have been worse for Juve. Centre-back Kumbulla of Verona had a goal ruled out for the tightest of offside calls by VAR in the first half. They did have they had a pretty good spell of pressure. Douglas Costa had a pile driver. It was tipped onto the bar by keeper Silvestri. Ronaldo hit the post. But they gave up 16 shots with 5 on target. Those numbers were both better than the numbers Juve put up themselves, which is a bit troubling. This season, they're allowing 12.3 shots a game, which is like not bad, but it's not good at all. They rank 6th in the division. It's the most they've conceded since 2010-11, when they finished 7th under Luigi Del Nieri. Wow. And if you look at the quality of those chances as well, they were pretty decent. XG rated it at 1.7 to 1.1 in Verona's favour. Juve have actually created less than 1 expected goal in 4 of their last 7 league games. So they are kind of relying on an amazing run of finishing from Ronaldo. And to be honest, just grinding it out, which is kind of troubling. Ronaldo, though, up to his 10th league game in a row for goals. He's just 1 short of the Serie A record held by Quagliarella last season and Batistuta in 94-95. He's got 20 goals in 20 league games, has got 15 in his last 10. However, did run out on the losing side. So pretty funny.
Yeah, it was an absolutely massive win for Hellas Verona. That's just their 2nd victory over the 35-time Italian champions in 13 games in all competitions, and the 1st since May 2016. The 3 points helped the newly promoted side, who only came up through the playoffs in 18-19, rise to 6th. 5 points off of 5th place Roma. Ivan Juric's team now have claimed some brilliant wins this season, beating Sampdoria, Fiorentina, and now Juve, while conceding 24 goals in 23 games, the 4th best record in the division. Borini was very crucial here. Even though he signed just last month, he looks quite comfortable in the side. He scored his 2nd goal yesterday, and he was a great all-round. 88% pass accuracy, 2 interceptions, 1 aerial duel, 1, 2 dribbles, 5 shots, and 1 goal. He was also ably assisted by his strike partner, Mattia Zaccagni. Did I say that right? Zaccagni? See, that's why he's the Italian expert, and I'm just here sitting next to him. Anyway, he had 3 tackles and interceptions, 3 aerial duels, 1, 2 dribbles, 4 key passes, 1 shot before he was subbed for Pazzini in the 69th minute. Juve have lost now 2 of their last 3 league games, and that is not good since, Inter, Lazio are doing bits right now. But their next 2 fixtures are winnable. They face Brescia and Spal before they host Inter Milan on the 1st, which will be a crazy game. But first, they have the first leg of their Coppa Italia semi-final against AC Milan this Thursday. And AC Milan are looking all right as well, so, that might be a fiery affair too, but we'll see what happens.
Inter are our second winners of the week. This comes from @Joe D Shepherd. I left out some underscores there because
He's got better underscores.
Can't be asked. What happened to Inter?
They go top of Serie A after coming from 2-0 behind to winning 4-2 in the Derby della Madonnina.
Oh, perfect.
Was that perfect?
I don't know, man. I'm not Italian, but I enjoyed it.
Thank you. Well, the game was quite amazing. This is only the second time that Inter won a Serie A game against AC Milan from being down 2 goals. The only other time was in 1949, which ended 6-5. The Rossoneri will feel frustrated with themselves after this game. They had 56% possession, 17 shots, 2 on target to Inter 16 and 7 on target, while also hitting the post twice, as well as XG coming out saying that it was 1.43 to 2.21 in Milan's favour. It was AC's finishing that kind of let them down. Rebic had 5 shots with just 1 on target. Ibra had 4 shots with just 1 on target. Both Çalhanoğlu and Kessie had 3 shots with 0 on target. And you could argue Padelli, Inter's keeper, should have saved both that did actually go in. But Rebic did pick up his 4th goal of the season, having only played 431 minutes so far, with Ibra getting the assist, who later notched up his 2nd of the season. With this goal, it means that Zlatan became the oldest ever scorer in the Milan derby in Serie A. He's now been directly involved in 5 goals in his last 4 Serie A games against Inter for AC Milan. 4 goals and 1 assist, including a previous stint, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I guess it meant a lot to him. It seemed like he was really into it, right? That he was doing it against Inter Milan.
He was gassed.
I was delighted when they lost there.
Yeah, the thing is, the first half, you could see that AC wanted it a lot. Ibra was really up for it, but like I said earlier, like, they were just not getting shots on target. They just seemed, yeah.
If he'd got that header in the second half, like, he absolutely crashed into a header, like came over 2 defenders and hit the post, right?
Hit the post.
Like, if that had gone in, like, it might have completely changed the game. But like, as much as Milan deserved that lead in the first half, like, Inter were really impressive in the second. Brozovic scored such a nice volley from the edge of the box, just controlled left foot volley into the corner. Vecino then drew them level, and then De Vrij scored an amazing header from a corner, like really stooping down near the ground. It kind of like, off into the top corner.
Love the sound effect.
Yeah, I had to do that. And Lukaku, final nail in the coffin in the 93rd minute. He, in fact, joins a list of just 6 players now to have scored in each of their first 2 Milan derbies, with Yuri Djorkaeff, Ronaldo, that's the Brazilian Ronaldo, Diego Simeone, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and Diego Milito.
That is a class set of names too.
What a lineup, man! And did you see Eriksen's free kick as well?
That was That's what I'm
He's
saying.
so far out.
A lot of these players can just get so much power with minimal movement. Like, it's crazy.
It's because they've got fully fit meniscuses, which you do not have.
I don't have at the moment, but I'm coming back to full fitness, so you know. But what we're saying for Lukaku's celebration, though, I felt that in my chest. He put the flag up and then he put it down, went to the camera, he said, all the talkers, because he knows that all of the pundits have been chatting about him. I'm not gonna name no names.
But in a way, like, it must be so nice to have a guy like Conte in your corner.
Yeah.
Because like Conte is just like such an amazing motivator, and he's wanted Lukaku for so long. But I think he probably did rip into them at halftime, because in the first half, Milan had 13 shots with 6 inside the box. In the second half, they had 4 shots and 1 inside the box, and that was that Ibrahimovic header. They only made 2 tackles in the first half. This is Inter now. 9 in the second. So they were just they were just at it after the interval. And they're now unbeaten in 16. They play Napoli on Wednesday before a massive game against Lazio, which could determine the title, could determine second place. Lazio, of course, have just beaten their club record of 17 matches without a loss in Serie A. But Milan have been in decent form recently, since the January window, I'd say. They've lost just twice now in their last 11 Serie A games, but they stay in 10th. They face Juve, as we said before, in the Cup midweek, and Torino after that. So differing fortunes for the Milan sides. It would be nice to see the Scudetto end up at the San Siro.
Yeah, I want Inter to win it. I want Lukaku and Conte and Victor Moses, you know?
All right.
Because I like him.
We got an assist, didn't he? He assisted Lukaku's goal.
Yeah.
Good for him. I don't want Ashley Young to win, though.
Why?
I don't know. It's just
So our next losers is Valencia, and this was submitted by lazy__hobbit. What were they saying?
double underscore.
Come on.
State of it. Anyway, La Liga's race for Champions League football is hotting up, but Valencia's hopes suffered a real blow after they were beaten 3-0 away by high flyers Getafe. 37-year-old Jorge Molina tapped in to open the scoring in the second half before turning beautifully in the box. I've been assured it was beautiful. To make it 2-0 just 9 minutes later. A nice solo goal. Things then got worse for Valencia after Alessandro Florenzi capped off a terrible performance for Los Che with a straight red card, lunging in on Marc Cucurella. He lost the ball 23 times in this match, Florenzi. Was accurate with 44% of his passes.
You know, there's certain players that I genuinely believe that when they start a game, they don't want to end it and they will purposely get sent off. Because even when the referee was coming to him to give him the red, he looked like he was saving him from the game. He was playing that bad.
Yeah, well, he'd already committed 3 fouls by this point. So, I mean, like, it had been coming. And then Getafe made it 3-0 late on through Jaime Mata. It's 4 wins in a row now for the Madrid Minnows, who sit 3rd in La Liga on 42 points. Considering they finished 5th last year, pretty good time in their history to be a Getafe fan. Yeah. Valencia, meanwhile, dropped 2 places to 7th thanks to wins for Atletico Madrid and Real Sociedad, leaving them on 37 points. That's 2 behind 4th place Atleti. So very much still in the hunt, but these are the games you need to win if you want to make Champions League football.
Yeah, man. Getafe are doing absolute bits. Marca recently dubbed them as the new dentist of La Liga due to the fact that any team visiting them are guaranteed a painful visit. I love that analogy. I love that. And Valencia certainly left the Coliseum Alfonso Perez feeling sorry for themselves. The Alzalones made a real statement in attack and display that saw them claim 53% possession, taking 22 shots on goal with 10 on target, forcing Joan Domenech. The Alzalones made a real statement in attack and display that saw them claim 53% possession, taking 22 shots with 10 on target, forcing João Domenech into 7 saves. Valencia, meanwhile, offered little to no attacking intent, making just 5 shots with not 1 on target. No player in their squad have reached double figures so far, while Los Che boss Albert Celedes will no doubt be concerned with the form of his striker Rodrigo, who's only got 2 goals from this season from over 1,380 minutes of action. I swear he was linked with
Barca.
Or Barca.
Yeah, they talked about Real last year and they talked about Barca in January.
Yeah, I don't think those links are going to be in the summer.
He's not even young. I think he's like 27, 28 now.
Well, he was no match for the informed Getafe centre-half Dejene de Conam, not managing a single attempt on target and completing just 3 passes all game. That is mad. I'm not going to lie to you.
3 passes in 90 minutes, every half hour. Passes it to someone.
It doesn't seem to get any easier for the side either, with Valencia hosting Atletico in a crucial game next week, and Getafe's fine form will face the ultimate test away to Barcelona. So the race for the top 4 and the Champions League spots are heating up in La Liga, but who do you think will make those spots? Let us know in the comments below.
Our star of the week comes from @Jafuli Charlie. It's Filip Kostic. Why?
Yes, he had an almost perfect display for Eintracht Frankfurt. The winger was instrumental in their 5-0 drumming of FC Augsburg. The Serbian crossed for both Timothy Chandler and Andre Silva to score in the first half before netting twice in just over 60 seconds to round off an easy victory. But his second goal, he did anger his teammate. He literally took it off of his teammate's foot. And as he went to celebrate, he saw you know that reaction where they're not happy with what happened, but obviously
I love it when that happens.
He had an amazing game. It was as good as a performance as you could hope from a wide man. He completed 4 dribbles, registered 3 key passes in the game, while 4 of his 10 crosses found an Eintracht player, and that is actually pretty good.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, he's a pretty good all-rounder, isn't he?
Yeah, no, he's good. He's good.
Like defensively in this game as well, like really pulled his weight. 8 of his 14 ground duels won, completed 4 tackles and won every aerial challenge he went in for. He's in great form right now. 5 goals and 3 assists in his last 5 matches in all competitions, leaving him on 5 goals and 9 assists for the season. Just a few other honourable mentions who missed out on Star of the Week. Lionel Messi for creating every Barca goal in their 3-2 away win over Real Betis. Yeah. Bologna's Moussa Barrow, who I think is actually on loan from Atalanta, and Sampdoria's Gaston Ramirez, who scored twice in a 3-1 victory away to the disastrous Torino. Well done to all of them, but Kostic is our star of the week.
So that's it for this week's ERU. If you think we've missed any teams or any players, let us know in the comments below. Pat, do you have anything for the FD and EFD fans to go and watch or listen to?
Yeah, subscribe to the podcast. The Extra Time podcast can be found on iTunes or Spotify or whatever podcast app you use. New episodes drop there every Thursday straight into your feed.
And that's it. See you guys later. Bye.